Chapter 4, Quest for the Princess. Austin was near the downtown part of Darnish City when his stomach began to growl. He stopped at one of the diners, ordered a sausage casserole, and left. Sorry. As he finished his meal, he walked through the gates to downtown Darnish City. He entered the gates and saw marvelous buildings. The buildings were all painted white with golden doors and windows. They shined in the sunlight and almost blinded his eyes. He saw tiny glowing starbrights laughing and playing in the streets. One of them stumbled before him. Austin put out his hand and helped him up. "Sorry, mister," the young one said. "It's all right, just be careful," Austin said with a smile. Austin continued down the main street of Darnish City. He saw starbright families having dinner together through the windows. That's when he began to think about his parents. "Boy, do I sure miss Ma and Pop," he thought to himself. The sun began to set. As it reflected on the ocean, it became more blinding than on the buildings. As it got darker, he began to grow tired. His eyelids began to flutter as he felt sleep crawling over his shoulders. He searched for a small hotel to recuperate in. He saw a motel that had vacancy sign above the front door. He walked over to the vacant motel and stepped in. The lobby of the motel was completely abandoned. There were a few chairs next to the wall. There was a small staircase on the back wall. There was a small front desk with a rack of brochures on the far end and a small bell on the other side. There seemed to be no one at the desk, so he rang the bell. "I'm right here," said a small voice behind the desk. Austin looked down over the desk and saw a starbright. "Can I help you?" said the starbright, acting as if she was annoyed. "Yeah, I'd like to rent a room for the night," Austin replied. "That'll be 1 gold coin. Here's your key," she said, smacking her lips as if chewing gum. "Thanks," he said, handing her a gold coin. Austin walked up the small staircase. When he reached the top, he tiptoed down the short hallway, for he heard loud snores coming from the other rooms. He approached his room and unlocked it. After a few large shoves, the door finally jerked open. He jumped, for there was an awful smell coming from inside. The television in the room was on and there was a man lying in the bed covers. "Who's there?" the man said, meaning to say, "Who's there?" "I'm sorry, I must have gotten the wrong key," Austin said, gagging from the horrible smell. "Well, get out of here, you nosy little..." The man was interrupted by the slamming of the door. The slam of the door woke up the snoring guests. They all woke up with a loud, "Ugh, what was that?" Meaning, "Huh? What was that?" Austin began to sweat as he knew all these snoring men and one very old woman were angry after being woken up. He ran down the hallway and down the stairs. He gasped in the fresh air as he reached the front desk. "Excuse me, but I think you gave me the wrong key," Austin told the starbright who had begun reading a magazine. "No, I didn't," she said, meaning no, I didn't. She was also still smacking her lips. "Indeed you did, because the key you gave me opened a door that had a very angry man, who looks like a pig, lying in the bedspread. Actually, I gave you the right key because each key opens every room in this hotel. Well, can you give me a room that isn't occupied by a pig?" 6. "Thank you." Austin walked away, hoping that the angry guests were asleep by then. When he finally got to room 6, he flopped on the bed and fell asleep. When he woke up, he grabbed a slice of brambleberry toast from the hotel breakfast. He didn't bother sitting down because, 1, he couldn't waste any more time, and 2, as he looked around for a table, They were all invested by the slobby pigs staying at the hotel last night. So he just kept on walking. Austin walked slowly down the main street as the sun began to rise into the bright blue sky. He could see the golden gates leading to the great Starbright City. Before he entered, he looked behind him, saying goodbye to Darnish City until he returned.